So out of these two stickers, the one on the left is the one that I hand cut, and the one on the right is the one that I got manufactured for me. In terms of quality, this one's still pretty good, but that's just because I'm pretty experienced at cutting it. Oh, there's this right here, but I can fix that fairly easily. But I did a pretty decent job. It didn't take that long, and I've been doing this for years, as I believe I've said. I used to cut out 50 stickers in a day. I'm not doing that anymore. That's why I do this. Xyron cartridges are somewhat waterproof, but not as much as a manufactured sticker, typically. It can resist some elements, but not everything. Personally, for this, I didn't mean to order it in glossy. I thought I ordered it in matte, but their vinyl is glossy vinyl and they didn't specify, which is fine. And it's really nice quality. I think it's waterproof, but it's still really nice. In terms of sticker sheets, I manufacture these. I don't have anything that I can do personally, at least easily, to make handmade sticker sheets, as you have to both die cut without going through the paper and die cut or just trim regularly the edges like this. Personally, I've never hand done a sticker sheet before. I've tried, but it's fairly difficult.
Hey, it's Jamie. It's Saturday, November 28th, and today I want to talk about running my small press, Pink Clover. In early 2019, I launched Pink Clover as a name to put all my projects under, and it all started with a book called Share the Warmth, which was an Animal Crossing illustrated anthology for the Trevor Project. Ever since that project, I had created all my projects under the goal of creating something unique and fun that sparks joy and is wholesome. And I think I've accomplished that. I really do. I think the artists have fun, I think I have fun, and I think the people that get it have fun. In terms of each project, everything is edited and curated by me. This includes applications, the actual books themselves, distribution is also handled by me, and anything that you don't see, that's me. I've been working on our most recent project, Pink Clover Calendar 2021, since late September, and since I started it kind of late, I had to kind of rush things along a little bit, but I think it's worked out really well. Pre-orders open in a couple of days, and I think people are gonna really love it. Each piece is its own unique shade of pink, and each piece also has a pink clover in it somewhere. And also, everyone did such a lovely job. I really think everyone knocked it out of the park as per usual. And I'm just so proud of everyone because I don't normally work on this close of a deadline, and I don't normally work with this small of a list of people. Typically, I have worked on projects with up to 80 artists, I believe.
Here we have our previews. This is going to go on the website. We have Veronica, Basil, Nicole, Monette, Sylvia, Paul-Louis, Sylvie, Anne-Marie, Heather, Gabby, Dory, and Kate. Here is the calendar's cover, done by yours truly for once. And I've, as I said before, only like twice made something for one of my projects. And I am very happy with this one.
Additionally, this project is for charity. I have done most of my projects for charity. Share the Warmth was for the Trevor Project. Ribbit was for the Honduras Amphibian Rescue Center Association, something like that, the HARCC. And I've also done 2 for-profit projects, and one that was actually able to be given out for free. I handed it out at my school's Zine Fest, and it was really great to be able to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to do that again, but I really like being able to make things accessible, and it's hard to do that with big projects. But at the same time, I really love making big projects because they can reach a broader audience, and I just want to make things that people will enjoy and that I'll enjoy. Among the hardest things of running my press are distribution, rejections, and curating/editing. In terms of distribution, sometimes I get around 200 plus orders, and that's a lot to handle. In terms of rejections, no one likes to be rejected, but I do not like rejecting people at all. It makes me pretty sad, but I want people to know that it doesn't mean their work is bad in any way. There are a lot of factors that go into picking people, and just because you're not the most suited, in my opinion might not be the best opinion for a particular project, doesn't mean that your work isn't good. I've had a lot of different people apply to my projects. One of my projects called Ribbit got 500 applications, and most of those people didn't get in. However unfortunate though, that's just part of creating something curated. I've been rejected plenty of times from not just zines and anthologies, but things that I really wanted to do. And it's hard. It's really hard. And I feel really happy that I've created something that I can give people a chance that might not be suited for what's out there. But overall, just make the work you want to make. Don't let rejection stop you, and certainly don't let me stop you from doing what you love. I think that's what's most important at the end of the day. And thank you for watching.